The Learning Designer project works with practicing teachers to research and co-construct software that will allow teachers to build their professional knowledge collaboratively through sharing their learning designs. The team is led by Diana Lorillard, and she explains why she feels so passionately about the need for this project.
The help that teachers need to radically change how they're going to enable their students to learn has been very thin. So the idea is that you give teachers tools which are designed for teachers and lecturers themselves. It's a modelling environment which gives the teacher a way of playing almost with the ideas that they're thinking about. If you're thinking about how to design a building, architects now have the most wonderful computer-aided design tools available to them. Teachers have got nothing like that at all. Nothing to play with the ideas of what you might be doing in your teaching. So we wanted to create power tools for teachers.
This project is different because now the aim is not to understand the learner, something that many people try to do, but to understand the teacher, the lecturer. So we are trying to model the needs of lecturers and produce an environment, a software, in which that will be able to facilitate the process of learning design.
Because design by nature is creative, there isn't a one-size-fits-all. So every time you're interacting with the system, you're expanding, and essentially it's a co-evolution of knowledge between you, the system, and the community of people who share those similar ideas about learning design.
The Learning Designer allows teachers to input their time and curriculum requirements. The intelligent software then gives dynamic feedback, showing the teachers how to create a balance of different types of beneficial learning activities. A teacher's learning design is also visualized in an automatically generated pie chart, showing the balance of teaching and learning activities.
It gives you a palette on which to play, a canvas on which to play, and the paints you're using are different kinds of teaching learning activities, which could be normal lectures, teacher presentations, or it could be online interactive discussion environments. That's your palette of colours, and your canvas is a kind of timeline on which you play, and it will then represent that back to you in the form of the kind of learning experience you're providing for the students, and also how they're spending their time in the different activities, and how much time you as a teacher need to spend on preparing and presenting that.
Liz Masterman of the University of Oxford leads the pedagogical research and evaluation activities of the project, and key themes and benefits are clearly emerging from her work.
I'm quite enthusiastic because I'm sort of a techie person anyway, and I used to be a teacher, and I can see how this would be really, really useful for our new teachers and our new GTAs.
Another point at which it becomes useful is the transition from a face-to-face course to online learning, where you have to really redesign what you've done face-to-face. It is not the same as putting lecture notes, etc., online.
A way of being able to structure a lesson which they normally deliver in class is a lot different when you have to deliver it online, and you have to kind of think about the materials, think about the resources, think about how students and some staff are going to engage with that, and being able to do that in some sort of standardised way, in some way that predicts the structure of the materials and the way it's going to be delivered, is a useful tool. Up to now, there hasn't been one like it, and this looks like a useful tool to have.
And reflection is one of the sort of words that crops up most spontaneously, I think, when people are talking about their use of it. And there's one particular aspect of the tool, which is the pie chart analysis, which people really go wow over it. There's often a window on their design and on their students' potential learning experience. It really hasn't been possible before.
I think one of the things this enables us to do is to capture pedagogy. Articulating a learning design means you can give the teacher the opportunity to say, this is how I teach this, and it's a good way. And in that case, you get that iterative process, which is what enables innovation to take place. If we can adopt and adapt and test and reflect and publish, then that cycle of reuse and change and development is allowed to take place. And that's what's so exciting about it.